Hey, good morning, friends. I wish everybody. Let me readjust this real quick because it's got the camera, which is not really getting me as full in there. There we go. Anyway, I want to wish everybody happy Friday the 13th. Being it's December and it's Friday the 13th, it's kind of odd, mixing the two together. But anyway, Friday the 13th. Anyway, it's kind of late breakfast for me, but I wanted to put something together so everybody got an idea of what I was going to have today. What I've done is taking a couple of medium-sized potatoes, right here, I've already peeled them, and I diced them up pretty well. And while I'm doing this, I want to talk about, I don't know if some of you are familiar with, depending on what age group that you're in, but I'm not going to say in the old days. When I was younger, there was these statements, these phrases that my parents made that came quite synonymous with punishment. And I know a lot of kids nowadays, they don't get punished for certain things. They get told to stand in a corner or time out, things like that, because they didn't want to beat their butts. And, I bet I'm pretty much saying that things were to the point where parents weren't strict of their rights to discipline their kids. Probably kids today wouldn't turn out the way they did. But anyway, some of the statements back then when I was a kid, like, this is going to hurt me more than it does you. Or, were you born in a barn? Or, hold your horses, things of that nature. Things you probably don't even hear nowadays. But anyway, hold tight. Well, I forgot one thing I was going to get. And that's butter. Because I do need butter. Butter is one of the main things here that we, need to heat up the pan here so we can get started. And I use like maybe a portion of the stick right there to get the pan started. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fry these potatoes that I've diced up. And I'm going to be mixing it with chorizo here. One of my favorite things. Oh, shoot. You can see my head there because this thing is going down for some reason. There we go. See my head, top of my head cut off. But anyway, a lot of things that I grew up with, like chorizo, my mom would make chorizo for my dad for breakfast before he went to work and everything. And I love chorizo very much, and it's very hard sometimes to find the right chorizo that has the right consistency and flavor. Some of the chorizo is a little greasy. Some of it tends to have more chunks than others. But for the most part, it does very well when it's mixed with eggs, scrambled with eggs, and sometimes potatoes, which is what I like to do. Is I like to fry up the potatoes. Oh God! Okay, let's try to regroup. Okay, back after that little incident there. My camera kind of fell off. But what I'm going to do is, back to where we were with the potatoes, my butter is kind of getting a little bit hot here. So what I'm going to do, put these potatoes in there so they can fry up pretty well. Oh, hold on a second. All right. Okay, we got this. I'm going to set that there so y'all can get a better idea. What I'm going to do is fry up these potatoes really well. But anyway, like I was saying, like I was talking about earlier, about certain phrases that were done when we were kids. Because nowadays, kids' discipline is just not like it used to be. When you got your butt beat for doing something that you weren't supposed to do, that was a different story. Now, oh great. Drop potatoes on the floor. Oh, that's not good. Anyway, fry these potatoes up pretty good. And I know, once they get really nice, a little bit on the brown side, we're going to add the chorizo in there. And while this is browning, you want to make sure that you keep on turning the potatoes and adding some butter every now and then, because you don't want the, I know some of the potatoes are probably going to stick to the pan, but for the most part, they won't, as long as you add a little butter in there, so the potatoes are brown, but they won't stick, depending on how high you get this pan here, which I turned it down just a tad. With Christmas coming around the corner and everything, I hope everybody does very well and has a very happy Christmas. I know Elvira, my cat, she's running around the house here because she's getting a little crazy because I took the tree away from her because it's beyond destroyed there. He's already toppled it down 2 more times this morning. But anyway, as this gets a little more brown, see, it's starting to get more brown there. You just want to periodically turn those there, and while that's doing that, I'm going to skewer this here. See where this the chorizo. I'm going to take this and open it up so you take it out of the plastics, out of the sleeve here. I don't want to waste any, so I'm going to make sure I put 2 of these in here so that way you get an even more amount in there. I don't know if anybody's familiar with eating chorizo. It's a Mexican sausage that basically consisted of some hot sauce, mild, depending on what kind you like, and certain parts of the pig. But it's made into a pretty mild sausage, depending on what you're looking for. And, it's not like your regular sausage. But you can also make, with the regular sausage, you can also do that with your potatoes and the eggs. But I prefer to have the chorizo in there because it gives it a nice, it adds a little more color to your potatoes as well. Plus it gives that good flavor when it's well done, when it's done well, and also when you have the sides, when you're eating it with tortillas, flour preferably, because it's so much better when it's with flour tortillas. I like that flour. And as that gets better brown, you get to the point where you add your eggs. Let me get that out of the way. Get this out of the way, cover up the butter. And we'll come over here and I take 4 eggs because it's going to make a little extra so I can have some either the next day for breakfast or later for lunch. But it makes a good amount. Take like that. And then you break the yolks. And you start to mix it in there. Now this is the point where the eggs are going to, you really got to consistently turn it because the egg, with it being in there, see it's starting to soften up, and you don't hear the sizzling of the pan that much. But it's going to start frying up, so you want to consistently stir it so that way the eggs are evenly within the potatoes and the chorizo. And once it's starting to, I'm going to turn it up just a tad. But anyway, like I was saying, hold on a second, let me have some of my nice coffee in my see here where we've got Unprovoked Studios with some of the clips that I make with some friends. that we have done some filming in the past, and I want to remind everybody, if you want to check out our page, we have two pages actually. One's under my name, Mick B, and the other one's under Ghost Tech, which is consists of mostly paranormal videos that are related to much basically like the how-tos. You know, if you're interested in paranormal investigations and you want to know the basics about doing that and ghost hunting, it'll tell you. I'll talk about the gear, documentation, things of that nature. But anyway, this other one that I have, which is, like I said, it's listed under Mick B, which is me. And that basically involves a lot of my cooking that I do and some things around the yard, around the house, you know, dealing with my friend's goats, her farm, and things of that nature. You know, right now it's winter time, so it's raining outside, so that's going to be a different thing there. But as you can see, this is going to turn out really, really good. The clip might be a little bit longer, so don't worry about it, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit it. I have some editing software on my phone, which is called Vlogit. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but you know, I use it to edit down some of my clips so they're not as long, and I can add text to it and do a little extra that I normally would do on my regular software, which is Filmora, which is done on my computer, which, you know, I do a lot more editing with that. But this is also editing software, which is also by Filmora, which I use on my phone. I know I've been sitting here rambling, but I'm making this here along with my coffee. So like I said, I want to wish everybody a happy Friday the 13th on this Christmas month. And I know a couple weeks away, before you know it's going to be Christmas. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And if I don't make a new video, which I will, because I'm planning on putting one out, at least one a week. So being that the case, I have something in mind that I want to, you know, it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be for, you know, Christmas more or less. But it's something that I'm getting together that I'm going to show everybody that I'm not a Grinch, even though it's going to be related to that. And I'll post that as well as some other ones that I'm going to put up, at least, like I said, one a week. Yeah, that looks really good. That's going to look really good. And I'm sure it's going to be awesomely taste great, especially with flour tortillas, like I said. But with that all said and done, that's my main dish for the breakfast, okay? So until we meet again, just up here so you can actually see me. I'll see, oh, my phone will fall down again. Till then, talk to you later. Bye.